If you ever wonder why you can't break any of your old habits or seem to create new, better ones, there are three main reasons why you are not able to do so. I'll be explaining exactly those three steps on exactly how you can break down your old bad habits and make new ones. Number one, if you are trying to break a bad habit, the first thing that you need to do is you need to recognize the cue of your bad habit. What the hell is a cue, Don? I'm going to explain this real quick. What a cue means is that a cue is something that triggers your brain into instantly thinking or going to do said habit, right? So let's think about this, right? Let's say you're a gamer, right? And every single time you come home from work or the gym or whatever else that you do after work or whatever you do, you come home and to unwind you go to the couch and you play video games. You make yourself a bowl of ice cream and then you sit down and you play video games for 3 hours. That will eventually become a habit, right? If you do it once, there's no problem because it was a one-time cue. But eventually, after enough repetition, your brain will learn the pattern that will allow you to make a habit. And your brain will categorize this as a way to respond to stress, which was something that is very important to the brain, which is then going to make it a habit. Make sense? Cool. Now, after you've identified your cue, what you need to be doing is you need to change this cue. Actively being conscious about what you're doing and then also saying out loud what you are doing. So let's say your cue let's say you're trying to build a habit of eating healthy and breaking your habit of eating unhealthy. The way you would do this is that every single time that you go to grab something from the fridge, you would consciously think, what am I going to grab that is going to push me towards the direction of eating healthier? Something along those lines, something that you can ask yourself that's going to push you to want to actually go and eat the healthy thing. Now, the other thing that you can do as well is when you speak out loud, this will actually make you realize how weird what you're doing is actually is, right? Ask yourself that question, is this something that you want to do? I promise you it will change everything that you do in your entire life. Now you can start attaching cues to different things, whether it's drinking water. So in the morning, I have this sitting next to my desk. Every single morning I wake up, hit my alarm on my iPad, come to my desk, read, grab my water bottle, and go fill it up. That is a cue. What the cue is that as soon as I'm done reading, right, I grab my water bottle and I go fill it up downstairs and I take this water with me throughout the day. Now, number two is actually what I was just talking about, is environmental cues. Your environment will shape exactly how disciplined you are, right? And there's this saying that a lot of people say is that a disciplined person will never put themselves in a situation where their discipline has to be tested. For you as a disciplined person, should never be putting yourself in a situation where you have to consciously make the decision to always do the discipline option. Doing the discipline option should just be whatever is the bare minimum, right? So what this means is if you wake up in the morning and you instantly hit snooze, and like I said, you're supposed to get up and go read, right? So that way you can start your day. Let's say you have to go to work at 6, it's 4:30 in the morning, you roll around, hit snooze, next thing you know, it's 5:30, work is an hour away, or work is 30 minutes away. Now you're screwed, right? You have to rush in the morning, then you're going to be late, then you might get yelled at by your boss. It's a whole string of negative bad things just from doing that one cue. But what you can do is if you change that environment, let's say you put your phone on the other side of the room and you put your alarm extremely loud. What this is going to do is that since you changed your environment, you're going to actually wake up and you're going to realize your phone's not there. It's on the other side of the room. You're going to get up and you're going to go turn it off. Now, 9 times out of 10, you might actually want to go back to sleep. But now that you're actually upright and you've moved a little bit, your brain is now going to be like, all right, let's start our day. Let's get it going. The last one that I really want to speak on, which I think is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't really do, is attaching relationships to your objects. So what does this mean? What I mean by this is every single person, no matter what they do, has a relationship to their object. It's very hard to do so because as humans, we're so willed into attaching multiple relationships to multiple things. Your bed, you might watch TV in it. You might watch, I don't know, whatever you watch it is some adult content in your bed. You might read in your bed. You might eat in your bed. There's so many things that you can do in that one spot that's going to make it harder to do anything else, right? When you sit in your bed, your brain is now confused because you associate so many different actions, you don't know what you want to do with it. Every single time that you see that object is going to cue something in your brain to trigger a habit. Does it make sense, right? Brain will get triggered by a cue, right? So all you need to do is you need to change the relationship to your object, right? Let's say that if you're like me, you have not a hard time sleeping, but you have a hard time getting off your phone at the end of the day to go to sleep. What I do is that instead of attaching, the feeling of scrolling to my bed, I put my phone on the other side of the room, and the only thing I attach to my bed is sleeping. So much so to the point where in the morning it's kind of hard for me to wake up because my body's still in sleep mode. Like that's all it wants to do because that's what I've conditioned my brain to think as my bed as. Attaching one type of relationship to your object will make it much easier for you to build better habits. Why? Because since you built that one relationship with that one object, and that's all there is that's attached to it, it makes it much easier for you to be able to do that one habit you want to do. You see how it makes it much easier for your brain to only attribute certain habits with certain things? If I relax, and do multiple things on my kitchen counter, my brain is now going to be confused because I'm going to have so many thoughts running through it. Oh, I need to cook dinner. Oh, wait, but I want to relax, but I need to get this work done. Do you see how it creates a lot of chaos inside of you? What you need to do, like I said, split it up, right? Take multiple objects in your room or maybe your house, whatever it is, attach notions of relationships to them and make them positive, please. So, number one, cues. Change your cue. Figure out your cues, find them out, call them out whenever you are going to do a cue, and ask yourself whether or not this is a habit that you want to do. Number two, change your environment. Switch things up, right? Maybe it's moving your bed around, maybe it's moving your desk around. I used to sit at this desk and literally just watch YouTube videos on my old PC. I don't even have that PC anymore. This desk is only for work now. And all I did was flip it around. It takes up more space in my room, but my brain automatically attaches the notion of work with it. So change your environment. And number three, attach relationships and notions of relationships to your objects and try to make them as positive as possible, or simply keep one relationship with your object to make it that so much simpler. It unclogs your brain. It will unclog a lot of the thoughts that you have, and it will make it much easier for you to do things.